Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Let's Play Subterranean Animism. So we're going to be doing the extra stage today. So yeah, this is a special difficulty level. Play it or don't. Nice. I don't have Marissa unlocked. In fact, all I have is Reimu A and Reimu C unlocked. So I'm going to go with Reimu A, of course, then, since I didn't play her in the main game. Just go ahead and hop right in. So extra. The theme of extra is amazing. I'll just point that out right now while we're doing this streaming. It's called Last Remote, and it's one of my favorite extra stage portion themes because it's so relaxing. Alright, so the beginning starts off with these fairies right here. You don't need to POC this section because if you graze the outer rings here, you can get your power. So don't worry about POCing here. Just try to kill these as best you can, and it's really easy too. They die pretty quickly, at least with Reimu A. And then you want to go to the middle and slowly stream, and again, graze so you can get your power. You should be at 3 power at this point. You can graze these little bullets here to collect all these items if you'd like, and that's what I'm going to do. Just kind of stay in the middle and shoot. Alright, now then. Now for this section is really simple as long as you have memorized the spawn points of these enemies and can kill them before they do too much damage. I assume that if you don't kill these fast enough, it can become a problem once they all start spawning. And you should be getting max power around this point. Alright. Now for our mid-boss. It's Sanae. She's back. I don't know why she is back. Well, actually, I do know why, because we're going to the Moria Shrine. So, let's just go ahead and get ourselves in this little safe spot here. Yeah, the lasers have a little safe spot in the bottom middle. Want to dodge these blue things and then go back into the safe area. And we gotta dodge these little needles, and we'll have to dodge some needles while in the safe area, but they're not too dense, so it's no problem. Second spell, Miracle Fruit, has a really adorable name. It's a lot of crisscrossing. So what you gotta do is you gotta make sure that you're reading ahead. You gotta look at the bullets ahead so you can see what direction they're going to go in, because otherwise it could be problematic. I still got that cough going. Alright, now for Bump Crop Shower, or whatever it's called. This is a streaming spell. You're streaming these lanes of red things in an environment of random rice bullets. If you're towards the middle of the screen, the rice bullets aren't too dense, but watch out for the stray ones. Alright, now for this part, you want to do some 360 spinning. If you're like really close to these fairies, you can actually graze them while spinning, but I don't really know how to do that well. I'm not a score runner. Well, at least not of this game. Alright, now for these bubble fairies, kill them as fast as you can. I actually could have gapped that streaming section, but I wanted to show how to do it without gapping. What is gapping, by the way? That is Reimu A's special ability. I'll showcase it when we're not clouded by bullets everywhere. Alright, now for the end stage portion. So, it's basically that spot at it's basically that same section as the beginning, except the fairies are coming much faster. But you have full power this time, so they die faster, so it's actually not as bad. You also don't really have the pressure of collecting power. And once the fairies get to a certain point of the screen, they stop firing, so you don't really have to worry about making weird dodges. It's pretty simple. Can I gap? Oh, it won't let me gap during dialogue, really? Oh well. Where is that idiot anyway? So, the reason we're at the Moria Shrine is because apparently, the Moria Shrine was responsible behind this incident because Kanako was the one who gave Touhou that sun goddess, and the reason they had done that was because they wanted to basically have a really nice energy source to help the Moria Shrine's technology and stuff like that. And the Moria Shrine didn't really mean for Touhou to go crazy, but Reimu's still pissed off at them, so that's why she's here. And apparently this person is looking where the Shrine Maiden is, and she probably thinks that Reimu's the Shrine Maiden of this shrine, but she's not. So, this is Koichi, and as you can guess by her last name, Komeiji, she is the younger sister of Satori. And so, you'd think that she can read minds, and she used to be able to, but she closed off her little eye there So she actually can't read minds anymore, and apparently, for some reason, she's not even like, she can't even really consciously think anymore. Like, everything she does is subconscious. I don't even really understand it myself, but it's a Zune character, so just take what you will from it. So yeah, we're basically going to fight her because that's how video games work. You fight bosses. And she's gonna be a long fight because she's an extra boss. She's got like 10 million spells. And the catch here is that most of them are actually memorization. Yeah, this boss is very interesting because this is a boss which you might find a lot of trouble with when you start playing Touhou, but then once you get better and once you play this more, it becomes one of the easier ones because it's all just memo. Anyway, this first spell. I should talk about it, shouldn't I? So, at the beginning you might have noticed that I stayed at the bottom for the first wave of lasers, and then I went to kind of near the top for the second lasers to dodge. It's just static gaps that you memorize. This non, well, most of these nons aren't really notable at all. It's kind of like Flandra. There's not much to say, it's just left, right, left, right. So, go left, and then right, and then left, and then right, I guess. Alright, Danmaku Paranoia. This is an extremely trivial spell. All those blue things are aimed directly at you, so just sidestep them. Basically, this is an extremely slow streaming spell. That's all it is. You don't even have to worry about anything going on beside you, because you just have to stream it. It's just an extremely slow streaming spell. Yeah. Alright, now for the third non, it's basically the second non, but it has jelly beans instead of like little rice bullets, but that doesn't necessarily make it harder, so it actually makes it easier to graze, I guess, so that's even better. Third spell, Release of the id. It's not ID, it's id. Something with the brain. This boss is based on psychology, I guess, so... Anyway, this is just aggressive gap finding. I really don't have any advice other than just read and dodge. Just gotta look ahead and force your way through and don't let yourself get trapped at the bottom. Alright. Now she's gonna do the first non again, except I guess it's harder? I don't know. It's not really that different than the first non. It's differently colored, I guess, but same concept. Alright. Suppression. Super Ego. So it's basically the third spell except remixed. Now they're coming from behind and coming in a kind of slightly different manner. So you'll probably do a lot of this horizontally only dodging. What you want to do is you just want to kind of get in the gaps, like alternate left and then middle, left and then middle, or right middle, right middle. I think either way works. Anyway, another one of the left right nons. You can actually spin around these nons, and people do that in score runs, but I'm not doing that because it's risky. Yokai Polygraph. So it's actually a timeout spell, yeah. This boss has a timeout spell this early on in the fight. It's a really good spell card though. It's just really well designed. It's not really difficult once you understand the trick. So what you gotta do is you gotta just like dash, and the little needles will create gaps for you. It's resembling of like a polygraph, I guess. Well, duh, it's in the name. But what I really like about this spell is how creative it is. Like, this is a really creative spell card, and it's one of my favorite extra spell cards just because it just has a really nice design. Really nice gimmick. You know, spell cards don't have to be difficult to be awesome. They could just be really cool and have cool designs. Anyway, now for this non-spell. It's very wide, so sometimes you won't want to go back under the boss, you'll want to stay a little bit away from her sometimes. Alright, Rorschach and Danmaku. This spell is static, I think. I think this is 100% memorization. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's just memo. Also, one interesting to note about this spell is that the spell card bonus doesn't decrease in this spell. Yeah, and you actually still capture it if you time it out fully, apparently. I think this is because this spell was originally planned to be, it might have like originally planned to be a timeout or something, or maybe Zune just like left over the data from Yokai Polygraph where the spell card thing doesn't go down, but it's just really interesting. Yeah. Alright, now for Embers of Love. So she fires these little hearts with flames on them which bounce off the wall. So what I like to do is I like to kind of misdirect it to the left and then go back in the middle to dodge. And then misdirect it to the side again and then go back in the middle, I guess. Oh, shit, I cheat. I misdirected to the right. That was wrong. Oh well. It's not too bad that you can't always get away with something. Like, you can still sight read it even if you kind of get your strat wrong. It's a really weird spell that tends to last a long time. But, yeah. Anyway, last non. I think this is the last non spell. Yeah. She just kind of goes crazy with the like the lanes, but as long as you stay in the lanes, you won't die. Alright, genetics of the subconscious. This is the hardest thing in the stage. So, what you want to do is every time you hear that sound effect, it means you're going to have to do some misdirection for her. So I'm going to misdirect her to the top left because that charge sound is happening. And now I'm going to just damage her as much as possible. I'm just going to go crazy on the damage. I want to kill her before the second charge. You can with Reimu A. You can kill this before the second charge attack, which makes it a lot easier. So I'm just going to be super aggressive and make sure I can kill her about here. There we go. Now for the timeout, another timeout spell. So you start at the very bottom, then move towards the top right area. Slowly make your way to the left. And then start right here. Be right here. Alright. You want to start this yellow wave on the top left. The reason is because you'll misdirect that little rose to the top left, and if you do that, it makes it easier to dodge. So now, go to the top right and then slowly start moving towards the left. Wait here a bit, and then start making your way to the right. Alright, and then you'll have to go a little bit back to the left again. Alright, now for the final phase, this phase is an intimidation phase. So what happens is, you start to run out of room, so you'll need to be very aggressive and hold your ground, and don't get intimidated by it either. You'll have more time than you'll think to dodge. Alright, final attack. Subterranean Rose. Fun fact, this attack doesn't have an ultra secret timeout phase, so you can just time it out to trivialize it. I won't do that though because I don't have the patience for it. And of course, as a Let's Play, I want to show all the phases. The first phase is nothing notable. It's actually really easy. The second phase is a little more notable. So what's the gimmick in this spell? Basically, the gimmick behind this spell is that these roses will try to eat you, and you'll have to go through the waves and alternate colors or something. Alright, and the third wave is a little bit more dangerous than the second one because the things are so long. If you don't manage to go through the gap, you can always go to the side of the screen to escape. And now for the final phase. This one is my favorite. So it alternates red and blue. You'll need to go in between a red gap and then a blue gap and then a red gap. Now it's blue, then I'm going to have to go between a red gap. Now I'm going to have to go between a blue gap, and it's just red, blue, red, blue, red, blue until it's over. Really easy. And there you go. That was Koishi. Wow, this was the first take too. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. So there you go. That was Koishi. And yeah, her fight is really interesting. It's a lot of memorization. So much of it is memorization, actually. It's kind of odd for an extra boss because, yeah, most extra bosses have like a decent chunk of little random stuff here and there, but yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it for Subterranean Animism. Actually, no, there's one more video coming after this. I did have a little special video coming next. It's really just going to be me showcasing the Satori fights with different characters, and showcasing a really cool boss rush patch made by someone named Riri. So yeah, that'll be fun. Anyways, I guess I'll see you guys next time.